abbey shores where shadows play, the alley whispers night and day. In abomination, alley's grip, where fear and danger tightly knit. Oh, the alley breathes a tale untold of secrets dark and hearts grown cold. Abbey streets, they'll pull you in to the depths where sin begins.
Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Abomination Alley, our BRP actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me as usual will be Patrick playing Leo, Jeremy playing Salvador, Carr playing Teak, Sarah playing Vivian,
Forgot my hat.
and Eric playing Michael. Yeah, I meant to remind you about that hat earlier. Now, who remembers where we left off last week? And hang on.
Trolls of the dungeon.
Okay, never mind. I
Heading
already
towards the
knew.
bridge.
Not the bridge.
All right, who all was approaching the bridge?
Next, there was me. I was
Was,
approaching.
Leo, Salvador, and myself.
Okay. So where was Teak at?
Teak was hand delivering a letter to the work mob boss.
That's right. And where was Vivian?
Not going to the bridge. Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you were actually still at the
I was at the office.
You can,
Oh, that's
you can
right,
go
'cause-
with Teak if you want.
Because y'all had rented the late Mickey Monroe's office. That's right.
You
Yep.
Just comparing paint chips. Lead paint chips.
Well, that one's sweeter, so it's probably got more lead in it.
Which is enough,
Man.
she's fine.
Oh man, this one has asbestos. Dang it.
No, are you kidding? It's the 20. The asbestos was awesome.
Yeah.
Come on, let's take a DDT
Yeah,
shower.
but it doesn't have as good as a flavor as lead.
You have to have
Don't lick
standards.
walls, kids. Even though it's 2025.
Or do. I'm not your parent.
Yeah, or do. The snozzleberries might just taste like snozzleberries.
I was getting there, but
I'll be the parent. I'll be the parent and say, "Don't lick walls."
because I
You do what you want.
because you have to clean that after that.
I don't have to clean nothing.
They're not made of jam.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ah.
And in the off chance, as we approach, I'm going to try to actually. You kind of hear Leo almost sound like a silent prayer, almost.
Mhm.
And I'm actually going to try to activate Iron Hand, just so I can have that like in the pocket if need be.
No problem.
Salvador's just chambering
Woohoo!
the takes his rifle, puts the magazine in. Actually, I think that one actually is a clip.
Which one?
His rifle. Can't
If
remember.
it's the bolt, it's
a
like an
1911.
Okay, yeah.
It's an Enfield.
All right, so how'd you roll, Patrick?
23
Okay.
at a 35.
Sounds
so
like a success.
Yep. So I'll pop in. I'll go ahead and use 3 power points for that.
Okay.
Essentially, it basically gives my melee damage +1 for every power point spent.
Yeah.
You get to choose that after the fact. That's insane.
I probably actually should do that
I think you have
before.
to.
Call your shot.
Well, the thing with powers, at least, I don't know how it is for spells, but with psychic abilities, is you have to spend the power and then roll. And if you fail, then you just lose the power points.
Yeah, I think I'm doing that. I think I'm doing that wrong. So that's
Okay.
for the future.
Iron Hand. Spell adds damage, increases the chance to hit. Let's see, adds damage and increases the chance to hit with any natural weapon. Each point of the spell adds 1 point of damage if contact is made, and plus 5 percentiles to the chance to hit. Let's see. Yes, you may be correct then. I was thinking there was one that if it failed, you only spent 1 point. But maybe that's
Nah,
how
I think
psychics work.
No, it's for psychics. It's however many power points you spend to activate the power. If you fail, then
I'll also
you
have to
use, like, whatever.
remember that I'm at a plus 15 then too, at least for
Mm.
brawl.
Let's see.
Excuse me.
5% per point, or just 5% base?
Per point.
Okay. This is for spirit magic, which is what he's doing. If the roll is greater than the magician's chance of success, then the spell does not work. Though the magician can still expend. Although the magician must still expend 1 power point, regardless of the number of power points in the spell. Yeah, I was thinking there was something that was different about the magic than the Sonics.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why I chose not to do power.
Same.
Not double checking psychic abilities, because. Anyway.
All right.
No, it's the same thing with psychic powers too. So a fumble is you lose all intended power points.
Okay.
Okay.
And a failure is you just lose 1.
Excellent. Good to know.
Works for
In
me.
case I get a power later, whatever.
And knowing
We
is
will-
half the battle.
We will probably port that fumble portion over to the magic as well.
Salvador's following the footprints that he critted to spot last time.
So y'all are approaching the bridge. The little boy you had talked to last week.
Because apparently whatever it was took his friend with him.
Yes. That's
Did
why
I
we're
name the
trying to.
kid?
You didn't name the kid. You named his friend,
Yeah, Butch was his
Yes.
friend.
which was his
The
friend.
kid was sent off to go to the police and talk
Yes.
to the detective that we dealt with earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's on me for not snapping and being like, you should go to the office. Happens.
Hey, I'm good.
Here's the address. Go to our office. Auntie Vivian will take care of you.
Yep.
That kid would have like cookies and tea. There might be a puppy by the end of it.
All right. So how are y'all approaching the bridge?
I want to be very visible. I'm not trying to hide. I'm going kind of not quite gun out, but it's going to be within very easy reach. Just kind of like you know when you have your like hand back at a sword in a video game. Just what? Just not how it works in real life, but
Yeah.
I don't care. This is fantasy.
We all know how video games work here.
What are video games?
Mm.
All right.
But I'll take point in this and will approach and try to get.
Hell. Oh, because we all know how pinball works, because that's They actually had like entire banning of pinball during this time period.
Yep.
Well, of course, anything the kids are into is clearly bad.
Yeah.
Pinball,
And
the
the work
jazz,
of the devil.
comic books,
Yep.
D&D, rock and roll, or no, rock and roll, D&D,
Both of those are like
and then any of the
another 30
'80s
years.
music. Rap and heavy metal took over after the Satanic Panic and D&D started dying down.
The always. I was gonna say the 80s, but all the always.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, everybody, give
my-
me everybody at the bridge.
Also-
Excuse me.
All three of us.
I will
really.
say Michael will be following behind Salvador.
Yep.
But we'll tap him on the shoulder and say, if it's possible, I want to see if we can talk our way out of this.
I'm with you on there.
There is a child's
But-
life at stake, perhaps.
Yes, I am. We are aligned in that goal. But he still has his
Then
hands like here.
believe me, that is the ideal situation.
Yeah.
Give me listen rolls, please.
Okay.
Speak slowly, puts the sniper rifle away. No, he's not there anyway.
Failure.
Hey, Chicana, settle down there.
That's
That was.
What'd you get?
How much is a fumble?
Uh-oh.
All right, what is your score?
My score is a 55.
A
I
55, then
rolled
you
an-
fumble on a 1 to a 3.
That's a critical. I'm talking about a.
Oh, I'm sorry. 98 to 100.
Okay. 95.
So a good solid fail. But you don't start like humming to yourself and messing up everybody else's listen checks.
I don't start singing Zippity Doo Dah all of a sudden. Gotcha.
It's a very time period appropriate song.
Mhm.
All right, and Michael got a success.
Mhm.
You hear two, there's city sounds going on around you, but there's two things of interest that you hear.
Mhm.
A kind of whimpering, sniffling
Uh-huh.
that immediately makes you think kid,
Yeah.
and someone racking a shotgun.
Michael, he darts out around past Salvador.
Huh?
I was like,
So are you running towards the bridge now?
He hears a shotgun, yeah.
and the classic, does he know something I don't know? I start
Yeah.
running after him.
Yeah.
We'll say like you two probably kind of hear his head kind of tilt suddenly, and then he just
Yeah, I think now the rifle is fully drawn.
Big, billowing voice. Don't you all come any closer?
okay, where are you so we know where not to come closer?
Don't come any closer to the bridge. Back up.
Okay. All right. Can I see?
Do we
Oh, you
have
can give me a spot
eyeline?
check.
Okay.
I want in on that.
All right.
Special.
Success.
Spot is
Aura
success.
detection is really helpful.
Jesus.
I'd like to roll vibe check.
Yeah. Well, I mean, notice spot 33, roll 65.
Yeah. It's really good.
So yes, you can see up. You're close enough now that you can see up under the bridge a little bit.
Mhm.
it's getting late in the day, but it's still bright enough that walking around, outside the bridge looked dark.
Yep.
And you can see kind of, where the land slopes back up, and some of the fort's kind of hidden there.
Mhm.
Let's see. Yeah, Salvador, you see this big guy with a gun. I'll show you a picture of him here in a second.
Yep.
Leo, you also spot him. Salvador, you see him. You also see a kid cowering on the ground behind him.
Okay, so not in hand.
Do I see anything extra with the special roll, or?
Well, you saw the kid.
Uh-huh.
You would also see. You think it's a body?
Okay.
It's also kind of thrown on the ground back there.
Mhm.
And if you will recall, because it's been a week, I'll remind y'all. The last scene y'all were at, there was
another attack.
There was a corpse.
Yeah.
There was somebody dead at the scene. Somebody they rushed to the hospital who died there.
Yeah.
Mumbling about a buddy he is getting taken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, as for what you see under the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
let me jump us over so everybody gets to see.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Oh.
He looks like a
Ah.
fun guy.
He sure
He-
does.
Troll under a bridge.
Sasquatch, how could you?
Or whatever he is.
Hole under the bridge.
I like him. He looks fun.
Big shotgun.
Mhm.
Barrel's not necessarily any bigger around than a regular shotgun,
Mhm.
but it's built to a scale to fit this guy.
Okay. Since I can see him, since our detection is active, I'm going to make an idea roll.
Okay.
Which, if it works, then I get a whole list of stuff that I kind of just vibe check off him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works like hell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a success.
You passed and he failed the vibe check.
Yeah. So, I can determine whether they're healthy or disease, and the severity of any disease, if they're benevolent or evil, and how much so, their power point level, if there is any, and if their character power scale versus is myself, and are they a lot stronger than me, a lot weaker than me, about average, that kind of a thing.
All right.
You're literally using a DBZ scouter. Gotcha.
Basically.
And to give you an idea, this guy is quite large.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 8 or 9 feet. In
Okay.
game terms, he's like size 26.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, quite a bit larger than you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so healthy or diseased?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty healthy. Quite healthy, actually.
Okay.
Benevolent or evil, and how much so? Definitely evil-ish.
Evil-ish.
Like, he doesn't strike you... Well, let's see, he never used his ability on the brew.
No, I did not.
I think
You
tried.
have met politicians in the city that would rank
Mhm.
more evil than this guy.
Okay.
But he's
Fair
definitely
enough.
not good.
So, so to sort of put it in a kind of a vibe that he'd get, it's kind of like criminal by necessity.
Or maybe
Sorta.
he's just really self-centered.
Okay.
He isn't going to the soup kitchen to help out every day.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
But he's not necessarily
self-centered.
going to go shoot
Okay.
up a soup kitchen for no reason either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might donate twice a year.
Like
Well, he might
PowerPoint.
think about it and then go spend it on the money on himself instead.
Yeah. He watches the
He is worse than
Sarah
like
McLachlan.
an average person. But
Actually, let me.
Yeah.
He's just not, ranking like Hannibal Lecter or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Full power points. He's he's not exhausted himself spiritually in any way.
Yeah. And then whatever their power scale is versus me, however you'd rank that.
Let's see. More powerful. I'm assuming that just means overall and not like specifically referring to POW.
Yeah. That'd be my
Well,
assumption anyway.
he's a physical powerhouse for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really getting the impression he necessarily.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't say whether you detect whether he could do anything magical. So yeah, definitely stronger than you.
Yeah, I think with a spot roll, successful spot roll may detect subtle changes or minor elements of aura. Can detect if they're possessed. Can also reveal the presence of any supernatural forces at work on the subject, such as curses, blessings, or magic items in their possession.
Behold my magic folding shotgun.
It's a really useful power. This thing is literally vibe check the power. It's great.
It sure
It's
is.
great.
Allow me to give you a checkup, please.
So yeah, he's stronger than you, but that's something your regular eyes would probably tell you.
Yeah. So kind of getting that he's not like brew levels of evil. At least his assumption. And he's sort of like just selfish. Can I make an insight just to kind of see his general demeanor?
He wants
go
to
ahead.
kick your blood. What? Your butt.
Okay.
Fucking
Success.
hell.
Okay. Either Roll20 is being very nice to us, or we're gonna die in
The
combat.
fight hasn't started yet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
It's like
I
Roll20
will
is being
say-
very.
last session.
The only reason that worked, I think, is because aura detection is currently active.
He seems agitated.
Okay.
Let's see, characters' current emotional state and motives based on body language. No, you can also use it for gambling. Well, it's some buffs, okay.
He uses it for lawyering.
That's why his base skill is a 60.
Uh,
He absolutely uses this for lawyering.
so yeah, he seems pretty agitated. Worried.
Worried. Okay.
Well, like stressed out. Stressed is probably a better way to cover kind of everything.
All right. Stressed out. Okay. So with that in mind. All right. Okay. Easy. He'll have his hands up, show he has nothing in his hands. I'm no threat to you. Obviously, you're much bigger than me. I'm no threat to you.
I am a threat. Salvador says to him. Salvador says under his breath.
I just imagine it just reached like Michael just reached over, slap.
Tell the tree hugger to put his gun down.
All right. Salvador,
Put your gun down.
Want them to put at ease. At least lower your weapon.
It does. It's down this way, so it's still in his hand, but he doesn't have it aimed at the troll.
I said put it down.
These streets are filthy and disgusting. I'm not putting.
Salvador, come on.
Well, you're in like a big drainage ditch sort of thing now. Which probably does not improve it.
You just have to set it down next to you. You can still scoop it up real quick.
Filthy this time of day. Drops it, puts the gun down. Like actually,
My
drops it.
handgun is. My pistol is still in its holster.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, mine is too.
Yeah.
All
He
right,
doesn't
there
mention
you go.
anything about Salvador
Yep.
basically had his kind of in hand. Well, he pulled his out, had it in hand. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine was ready to go. But, yeah.
All right, there you go. Not a threat to you.
what do you want?
Well, little one there, his friend, is very distraught that you took his friend.
They should have left
And
me alone.
Okay. Thing is, if you kill them or do whatever it is you are to them, that'll just have more people come after you. So,
I know. I didn't. They stumped it. They came in here. They saw me. They started screaming. I was afraid they'd tell people I tried to grab them both, but I only got one of them.
okay. So no harm has been done so far. So will you please
he's just scared a bit.
will you please release the child into our care?
And then y'all just go and leave me alone.
I like to ask you a few questions, figure out what happened in the area, but yeah, I'll leave you alone.
All right, give me. Maybe I should have left these skills in categories.
I was gonna say there is a persuasion roll.
That's what I'm looking for. Okay, there it is. Yes, persuasion, please.
Okay. Now, since I did use insight to kind of gauge his demeanor, can I use that as a complementary to persuasion?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. Do the one where you roll it and it gives you a bonus or a negative if you flip it.
Oh, so you want me to do augment?
Yeah, do augment.
Okay. All right.
That's
All right, so
So
that
that's
gives you
one.
that gives you a bonus. Was it a 20%, 10% bonus, 20% bonus?
I think for each step it's a 20% bonus,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, so that's a 20% bonus on your
right.
persuasion.
There we go.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
He seems to believe you. So he reaches back, grabs the kid by the arm, kind of drags him up. The kid's going, ah! Get, they're going to take you home or wherever. Kid comes running out.
Come on, Butch. Your friend
approach.
found us.
I approach, scoop the kid up. And
yeah,
the
his arms around your
do
neck.
I-
He's just crying into your shoulder. He does not look like he's been physically injured.
And
Do
do I see the dead body behind him?
I think
I
you
think
approached a little
only-
bit closer to grab the kid, so I'll give you another spot check.
So far, I think only Michael's seen it.
Yeah, so far.
I saw it with the special roll
Mhm.
previously, but
No, I did make the spot roll, but I didn't make the special.
Right.
Right.
So you
yeah,
you
I
got,
saw
you
the
saw
dead
it.
body
yeah,
with
yeah.
the special roll.
Oh,
You're
okay,
getting,
okay.
You're getting another opportunity because you're moving up closer to the
Yeah,
to
I
grab the kid.
that was basic pass for me.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Yeah, there is something on the ground back there for sure.
okay, but I can't tell if it's a dwarf or something like that. So.
No, you're
Okay.
you're pretty sure somebody or a body or something, but it's a crumpled heap, so you really can't tell details.
Do you mind if I ask your name? I'm Michael Anderson.
Why you want to know my name?
Just a small bit of conversation is all. I find it easier to talk to someone whose name I know.
I'm Cletus.
Cletus, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
Is it alright if I ask you just a few questions? And then I'll be on my way, I promise.
All right, just a few though.
Yeah, of course. So there's been some reports going around about it's like a mauling, someone who got killed with a shotgun. Which happened to? Was that you or someone else here?
I don't know nothing about no orcs or dwarves.
I didn't mention orcs or dwarves, sir.
I do want to say Salvador's foot is like up under the rifle. Yeah, exactly. So he can kick his rifle up if it goes to it.
Just very casually
Yeah,
nudging the rifle, just like
No,
I
no,
wanna
you,
make sure
you,
it's there.
you didn't, but it's been in the paper.
Of course. I'm just trying to get an understanding of what's going on. I'm trying to find some way to end all of this peacefully. So I'm just trying to get some information, is all.
I don't think I know anything that can help you. And he takes a little half step, like he's trying to put himself between you and the other body back behind him.
Mm.
So from Salvador's point of view, he's just shifting around a little bit, but
Mm.
Well, he can shift around all he wants. I'm
Yeah.
doing what I want while he's doing that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, hypothetically, then, may I ask, is this your bridge then, or just where you choose to live?
Hypa what? I don't know that word.
Ah, okay. So, is this you just choose to live here, I suppose?
Oh, I just spend a night or two here while I'm in town.
Okay. Well, I will say there are some very angry orcs and dwarves running around looking for this person who might have harmed or killed their fellows.
That seems like they were a problem for them.
Hmm.
I don't know what that's got to do with me.
I did see that body behind you.
How does he react?
I'm gonna add you to it.
I feel
Well,
a
this thing
disturbance in the force.
this thing is Michael is what he's trying to do is to convey, if you're just here for a short time, then you probably need to go. Since you have people
you
actively
need to
hunting for
leave.
you right now.
Yeah.
So he's trying to impart that I know it was you, and
2 liquor gangs are gonna come jump you.
yeah, he's at that point of
Yeah.
bring him to justice or prevent the loss of any more life.
Push him,
It's kind of where
drive him
he's
out of
at.
town.
Mister.
Him and his buddy shot at me first.
Okay. And they're of the belief that you're the aggressor.
I don't think the guys that shot at me are thinking anything these days.
Well, they're friends. The others
Oh.
who are armed. See, the thing is, while there's been reports of someone who looks an awful lot like you that was at the scene at the time, these two groups also are trying to basically blame each other. If that continues, there will be a lot of life lost. And I would like to prevent that if at all possible. You seem like a fairly decent guy. Um, but I believe it would, if you are the party responsible, even if it is because you felt stressed out or threatened or too many people were close to you, it would probably be in your own best interest to go ahead and leave town just to let things simmer down. Or if there's something here that you're after or that you need, that might be able to be procured to help expedite that.
Give me a persuasion roll just to see how. Well, you're not really trying to persuade him anything specific. Give me a charisma roll then on your.
Well, would oratory count? Since that was a little bit of a speech.
This is more of him. What kind of vibe you're giving him? Whether he feels somewhat trusting
Okay.
of you or not. Or...
Fair enough. Would this be normal or easy?
Normal.
A normal? Okay. I didn't know if it would be easy because we were kind of building a rapport a bit. Figured I'd ask.
No, that's normal. The building you've done is just what gives you the chance to do that.
Okay. Success.
Roll 20 being nice to us.
Means we're going to pay for it later.
Stab us in the back so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave yet.
Okay.
I borrowed my pa's truck to come into town, and it broke down.
Oh. I know someone who's a really good mechanic.
Boy.
He works on my vehicle. If you'd like me to get him to take a look at it, he might be able to help you.
I ain't got a lot of money.
I'll front it, it's fine.
Do it with the understanding that he'll leave.
Granted, I trust you understand that if I do front this for you to get your pa's truck repaired, I'm gonna need you to probably leave town before any more hostilities occur with other people.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay.
How are we moving the truck around?
Where is the truck?
He gives you the street address that
Okay.
it's
Um, so player to DM.
Mhm.
It's probably fair to say trolls are not common in the city.
at. No.
People
Okay.
go to the vehicle.
Um, well, I can have him get his tools and just go there to work on it. I'm not sure how comfortable you'd feel inside the city proper itself. I mean, someone of your obvious strength could very easily push the vehicle to the garage that he works at too. I'll leave that choice up to you. It is your pa's vehicle.
He can if your friend can just look at it, you know, see what's wrong with it. See if he can fix it on the street. That might be better.
Okay.
People don't react well when they see me. I gotta mostly walk around at night, which is fine. I like the dark better anyway. But it's awful bright here during the day.
Ah,
At least out in the woods, you got some shade.
yeah. I prefer to stay indoors during the day myself, so I understand. But yeah, I can I can have him take a look, and where'd you meet you back here to let you know when it's complete, or where'd you like us to meet?
Mm. There's a warehouse. He rattles off another street address. There's a warehouse there. There's a big drainage pipe back behind it. I spent a couple nights there earlier in the week. I'll meet you there. I don't trust them kids not talk about this bridge, so I don't need to stay here.
Is that the same? Again, OC, is that the same warehouse that like got raided?
No, it's close by.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Do you know the address? And I can meet you there when it's done.
yeah, he gives you the address of the warehouse. Tells you, it's basically there's a bank behind it. Down into one of the creeks, the big
Okay.
drainage pipe.
Well, since we have come to an agreement, Queen Man, would you like to shake on it?
He steps. He keeps a leery eye on Salvador, of course.
Sure.
Mhm.
No, my foot's just playing with my rifle. It's fine.
Salvador's he's not no, it's just scooped under. He's not kicking it at all. He's
I know.
just-
I know.
So yeah, he comes out. He walks up to you.
Well, not the first time I've done that. And he also.
And his hand is huge. It envelops your arm almost up to the elbow.
Nah, that's fine.
So there's slime all down.
Your white suit is now slightly yellow.
You can see, his fingernails are more like claws than fingernails.
Yeah, so probably obviously, given what I've seen of the pictures, this is definitely the claws that got the guy that got flung into the wall.
Size-wise, they work pretty well for that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Hey,
And he
big
definitely
guy.
looks strong enough he could fling a guy, so.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador is gonna look up at him and go, "Hey, big guy, I'm picking up my rifle. I'm slinging it on my back."
All right, not
He'll
too
do it
fast
slowly.
though.
Yeah. He'll do it slowly. Just, I'm glad this week could be solved without plugging holes in each other.
Yeah, that's nice. Feels weird when the bullets have to work their way back out.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I know I'm the one usually having to pull the bullets out.
With a child on your shoulder.
Yeah, the child ain't too happy about this guy, about Cletus getting any closer.
I'll actually look at Leo and go, "Hey, can you take that one to the police station? Actually, to be with his friend."
Yeah.
And do let them know that it's been resolved peacefully, at least so far.
All right.
Good work,
Yeah.
medic.
And also, just first day, just looking the kid over, making sure he's
Okay.
okay. So, which one? There it is. Stay. There it is. Ooh, special.
Nah, he's fine. Maybe a little malnourished, but other than that, he's fine. And the malnourished is definitely not something related to this incident.
This is just probably because these are probably more street kids more than anything else, or
But while you're checking him out, while you're carrying him off and looking him over, he was eating a man under the bridge. He was eating a man.
So, note to self, that guy definitely did.
yeah. And
Maybe he was just nibbling on him. He just passed out.
and as now that we're out of earshot, I actually ask him, tell me everything that happened.
One last glance if I named the other kid or not.
Which
No, Butch is the one he's holding.
Oh, the other kid.
Yeah.
Oh well, he's Pete now, whatever he was.
That works.
Me and Pete, we were just playing around, and we passed under the bridge, and we heard a noise, and when we looked, he was eating this dwarf guy. One of us screamed. It was probably Pete.
It was clearly Butch.
Pretty clearly. He tried to grab us. He got me, and Pete ran off. I thought he was just leaving me, but I guess he was getting help.
Yeah, totally getting
And then the big hairy guy, or a big hairy thing, just he kept yelling about us. Should have minded our own business.
What made you go down to the bridge in the first place? Did you hear something?
Oh, we walk along when it hasn't been raining and there's not a lot of water in it. We walk along the drainage ditches.
And at this point, like Salvador and we are actually separated now as I'm walking away,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Michael and Salvador are still standing over there by Cletus. So you've got a little distance between you.
All right. I'll need to inform them about the alleged. And he actually says, was he actually gnawing on the body, or was he just pulling at it?
He was like holding a leg, and when Pete screamed, he looked up with meat hanging out of his mouth.
And
then he starts sniffling and crying some more, remembering it.
A cult history, or either that. Are trolls known? This is just something. Trolls are uncommon in the city. I know, as you just informed, but
they're kind of uncommon in the Americas. Period. They're much more common in like Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
That seems to be
eating people. Is that actually?
Well, anybody knows trolls eat people. As far as the mythology, as far as in actuality, you can give me an occult roll.
All right. 32 out of 42.
Nice.
Very good, very good. Let me find the write up. All right. Yes, they are flesh eating. Which is a lot of is most species really, but where humans can have to worry about sickness if they eat raw meat, the trolls tend to eat raw meat. They can cook it. They usually avoid sunlight whenever they can. Doesn't turn them to stone, doesn't damage them.
Yeah.
Same though. Same.
They can see in the dark, of course, but let's see. You got what was that roll again?
That was a 32 out of 42.
All right. Okay. So success, but not a special or anything. All right.
Correct.
But they are known not to necessarily hesitate to eat other sentient beings. Not technically cannibalism, because they're not known to necessarily eat themselves, but in this world, the term cannibalism has a slightly wider application.
Yeah.
So they would be labeled cannibals, even though not by the technical use of the word.
Yeah, it's the odd bit. The definition's going to have to change when we encounter another sentient species.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the idea that he might have been eating the body of somebody he killed, not at all out of the realms of possibility.
But the fact that they're very uncommon in the Americas, that's the fact that his name's Cletus, though, so that actually is a fairly American name, though.
And he sounds like a local.
Okay.
I mean, a little country, but
Yeah.
he might not have the best of educations.
Yep.
Meanwhile, back over with Michael, Salvador, and Cletus. All right, now that y'all shook on it.
Yep. Right. I guess you'll need to pack up and move elsewhere before someone comes and finds you here.
Yeah. As soon as y'all are gone, I'll be gone.
All right, works for me. Salvador, ready to go?
Let's go get our buddy.
All right. Cletus, it's a pleasure. Thanks for at least agreeing to talk this out with me.
Well, thank you for offering help, Michael.
Of course.
Everyone needs something.
So he pulls back to completely under the bridge.
Mm.
But and he keeps an eye on you while you're walking away.
Mm.
Yep.
He's in a trust but verify sort of mood right now.
Yeah.
Sure.
So as we sort of round and leave, Michael's like,
How you feeling?
well, I'm glad I know how to talk people down from things or convince people to do things.
Hey, I would have just commanded him. I would have just said hands in the air. So, hey, you got one on me this time.
Now, well, considering his size, I think he probably would have taken that as an insult.
That wouldn't have stopped me.
Yeah, I know it wouldn't.
We got it. Let's go. Let's go see our friends.
I'm absolutely gonna have to wash this coat now.
Yes, that's. At least it's not corrosive. There are some mythologies where those
I will
things are
say
corrosive.
because Michael only probably knows the bare minimum of trolls because Vivian did bring him the book where it has all the mythos stuff that he had been reading up. He actually when Salvador mentions corrosive, he actually looks at the jacket to see if it's kind of actually melting.
It is not.
Oh yeah.
But it's all right. So y'all catch up with Leo.
We rode in your car, right?
I think
We
we
rode in your car?
walked.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh no, we might have driven.
I'm not.
I think you
sure.
did. I think you did take Michael's car.
Okay. Then we could just go back to the diner and go from there. I think we've earned a snack, a victory snack. That looks like a victory.
Yeah.
And then we can brief Teak when we get there.
Works for me.
All right. Meanwhile, while y'all have been doing this adventuring, let's jump over to Teak.
Yep.
Oh, lovely.
So you have a letter to deliver.
Yes, I do.
So you pull up to that same building.
Walks inside,
One of the
waves
guards,
at the two new guards.
One of the guards nods at you. The other one goes twice in as many days. He was not the one that was here last time, but clearly he's heard.
Yeah. He holds up a letter. Just letter for the boss.
He reaches down, he takes it from him. We'll see that he gets it. He didn't answer right away, or
But Teak doesn't let it go. He's holding it. He's like, I'd like to hand deliver it. If the boss is in.
He's in, but he's been having a lot of meetings. There's a lot of stuff going on. Plans to be made, that sort of thing.
I understand, but this probably has something to do with those two.
All right. You got just at the front desk. Have them call up.
Sorry, I'm not doing the voice because I'm not feeling very good today, so.
Yes, I noticed you're all covered up.
Yeah.
It's not unusual, but at least in my house, it's like in the 70s in my house right now.
Yeah,
Good old southern weather.
Yep.
If you don't like it, just wait a day.
My sinuses were just starting to get better, and now I'm worried what this weather change will do.
Yeah. Well, I think my boss got me sick, so yay.
Classic.
Rude of them.
But so yeah, you go over to the front desk. It's a youngish female orc behind this desk.
Mm.
She calls up. What is this about exactly?
Peace meeting between orcs and dwarves. Hopefully.
There's some quick orcish
He
back
says
and forth.
hopefully.
There's some quick orcish back and forth.
Oh.
I don't know if Teak speaks orcish or not.
No, I didn't add that, so no.
Okay.
You'd think he'd learn a little bit while being around them, but
just the cuss words.
Yep, probably.
The best part.
The cuss words,
Where's the bathroom?
How to pronounce the names,
It's that thing of like, I just picture there's like a scene in Teak's backstory where like he's working on a car and one of the guys is like, hey, call that guy a Grushnak. He loves it. And he just
there has definitely been a scene like that. And Teak went through a window.
But quickly exchange of orcish. I'll send him up. You can go up, sir. You know where the elevator is?
I do. Before I go, is Miss Lillian in? I'd like to say hi before I leave. Lillian McCarthy, the one he saved. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I can check. So I'll just see. Yeah. Because this is that's right. Apartment building. Boss is at the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
Does not technically own the building, but probably more or less owns the person that owns the building. Yes, she is here. She said you can feel free to swing by on your way out.
Okay, thank you. And he trots on over.
And
to the
you
elevator.
know what room, what apartment she's supposed to be in. So,
gotcha. Is it the same bellhop?
That's a different one.
Okay.
And while he looks like they dress him like bellhops. He's as much the security as the guy up front.
Yeah.
He's not one you particularly know, but clearly he was told you were coming back.
He just waves. Hi.
Afternoon. You work the little controls. You shoot up to the top.
Teek's already got his guns out, like pointed, handles ready to be handed off.
The door opens. There's 2 guards standing there. I'll need your. Oh, okay. And he takes them. He's like, yeah, you know the procedure.
Just continues on unless they want to search him.
No. One of them does escort you the rest of the way.
Yep. Does Teek know this one? Is it the same ones?
This one. It's not the same one from last time, but it is one that's been around long enough that you knew him. It just didn't pass him, though.
Yeah.
You know, not well enough that you can ask him about his wife or his girlfriend, or whether his wife's met his girlfriend yet, or any of that.
No. It's like, good to see you again.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Continue. How are things? Things good?
Not at the moment.
Well, hopefully we can fix that, but I can't promise anything.
He doesn't take you back to the little office you went to last time. This is more of a kind of a conference room area.
Right.
Boss Marduk is in there. He's sitting at the head of a long table. You got people with, standing around him talking. You recognize several of the big wigs.
Mm. He's probably like been in like maybe one of the meetings, but
you've probably mostly seen people coming in and going out from these meetings.
Yeah, exactly.
None of them are talking when you walk in. Everybody's just looking at you.
Mm-hmm. And again, eyes directly on the boss. Just standard, procedure.
Teek?
He does as soon as he's in the door. He doesn't move until the boss says he can move.
Yeah.
So
bring me the letter, Teek.
Walks over, hands it to him.
What is this
sorry
about?
For the interruption, boss.
He starts. I'm sorry. What was that?
He says sorry about the interruption, boss. But he says, but hopefully, mutual ground. Maybe peace talks. I hope.
He opens the letter and starts looking at it. And what exactly was it y'all wrote up in the letter?
He would have let somebody else write the letter, so.
I think it was. Go ahead. I want to say it was something that we would agree to parlay a peace talk with a neutral third party, or as a neutral third party on a neutral location.
All right. Yeah. And what location did you suggest? Were you suggesting your office?
Wait, we were going to do the office. It was going to be everyone squeezed in that tiny room, like the boss and maybe their second and a security guard outside if they wanted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And however many they want of us in there versus, It
would have the phone number on there too if they wanted to call.
Yeah.
He's looking at it. Y'all took Mickey's old office?
Seems appropriate.
I guess that's kind of fitting. I hope y'all don't turn into the pain in the ass he did.
Well, we'll try not to.
How much of an impartial third party would the Brewers think you are, though? With you being involved,
I don't know if they know I'm involved, but if they do, one of our people helps with the Brewers Guild, as far as I know, or at least they know who to go to for it.
No, so maybe one from each side, maybe then. When did y'all pick up a dwarf?
Couple days ago.
He got drawn.
So how many of y'all are there now?
Teek starts counting. Also, the player is sitting here like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seven is the actual.
7?
Oh, okay. So you picked up a dwarf and somebody else.
I feel that. I feel that.
Rabbi's character is
Almost
an
each half.
elf, right?
Yeah, she is an elf. Yes.
Yeah, another elf.
Hard ankle or a skirt?
Ooh, what? I don't know the meaning of that, Jason. Let's go. Wouldn't Teak know that?
Okay, you know how
man
if
or
a dude
woman?
walks into a party and it's mostly just other dudes, he might say it's a sausage fest.
Okay.
Back in the day, you might walk in looking around and go, ugh, there's nothing in here but hard ankles. So hard ankles is slang for a guy. Well, skirts
Yeah,
are,
guy
you
or
know.
girl.
And Charlie's a female, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll female.
A lot of elves. But the dwarves will be as unhappy about that as I am, so. I assume y'all will be running security for this place as well.
Well, we'll have as many people as you want of us in the room and outside the room. And you're welcome to bring some guards. We just ask that in the room, no weapons allowed.
Hmm.
You can keep them outside. I'm not saying that you have to not bring them, but we just want as peaceful as possible.
He leans back and starts thinking. Some of the people at the table start talking. You know, some of them think this is a decent enough ideal. Some of them think this is BS. They should have already responded. Don't want people to think they're weak. Some of them seem to have come to the conclusion that y'all did, that there was somebody stirring this up. And others just think that's what the dwarves want you to think.
If someone pipes in, it's like they don't want to show weakness. It's like, is it showing weakness if a third party is asking for it? I mean, you're answering a third party. You're not answering each other.
Give me a persuasion roll, Teak.
Oh boy, this is
Good
gonna
luck.
I gotta
Best
find
of
it.
luck.
I believe in you.
With a 15. No.
No.
No, you had a 15%. You rolled a 95.
Yeah, I know. As I said, no. I don't think it fumbles because that would have told me if it fumbled.
It would have told you. I just wanted to see how close she came to fumbling.
Mm.
Oh, okay. You have to roll a 1 for a.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that's a critical. I'm sorry. I'm looking at
Probably
For
Otherwise,
some
like
reason,
a
I keep expecting
98.
the fumbles to be listed first, and they're not.
Probably like a 98 or 99.
96.
Oh,
You literally
wow.
avoided a fumble by 1 percentile.
I mean, hey, T tried. You can't fault the guy for trying. Shoot.
So,
hey, any rule you don't make is a rule you automatically fail.
Yeah.
but so you don't screw anything.
Make it any
up.
worse.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they're not paying you a whole lot of attention either.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a room full of probably all orcs and then a kobold.
You are the only non-orc in the room.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like pfft, whatever.
Boss Marduk tells you, I'm going to need some time to think about this. I see where you left us the phone number. We'll let you know yes or no in a day or two.
Okay. Thank you for your time, boss.
He's like, nah, that seems indecisive. I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Thank you for your time, boss. Sorry for the interruption.
It's quite all right. And
If
he
if
turns to
boss-
start talking to
if
everybody
he-
else, which you take as a clear dismissal.
Yep. So he.
Nobody escorts you back to the elevator.
That's fun.
You know,
Goes down the elevator. Goes visits Lillian.
they hand you your guns back on your way out. And I'm trying to remember what was Lillian? Was she an orc?
I don't think we decided that, but I thought she was an accountant. So that's I don't know if we ever decided her race.
Okay. Pick one.
Oh, God.
Because the orcs do employ plenty of non-orcs, just not in leadership positions.
Right.
Do it.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Do it. Do it.
Screw it.
Do
Let's
it.
do it. Another kobold.
All right, Lillian is a kobold. One that you always
Suddenly
want to visit.
Teak gets a love
Interesting.
I'll say.
love interest someone else. That's a different. That's not a kobold.
I'll say. I don't know if there's. I don't know if there's different subspecies of kobold, but I'll say she's a different subspecies if there is.
Okay. Maybe not enough difference to be considered a different species. As opposed to where there's multiple types of elves and dryads and sprites are considered part of the overall family of peoples. It's not quite that. It's on the par with human ethnicities.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Maybe even a little less than that because it's mostly all of adopted human cultures anyway. So.
Where Teak is bad at numbers, she is great at numbers.
Math major.
That's probably just got more to do with raw intelligence.
The first woman in STEM in the 20s.
Don't forget, computer was a job position back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you go, you knock on her door, it opens almost immediately. Teak! She runs out and gives you a big hug.
Hi, Miss Lillian. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, sweetie. I'm fine. You should come by and visit more often.
I'm sorry I'm not around.
Well, come in.
Wandering.
I heard you were here yesterday, too.
Yeah, I was going to see you yesterday, but you weren't in, so...
Oh, yeah,
I figured you were busy.
I was. Out of the office. She shuts the door. Now, you're not working for Boss Marduk again, are you?
No.
Nope.
Did you hear the news about the Bjorn? Is it Bjorn? I think it was Bjorn. Not Bjorn. God, my brain is not working today because I'm
Bjorn.
sick.
It is
Bjorn. Yes. Yeah.
Bjorn.
Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, I heard something. Wait, that was you?
He actually pulls out the black stone. If they got to keep them,
you did not get to keep them.
I didn't think
them
so.
Stones are hard to come by. Jen got them back.
Yeah, that's what I figured. He's like, yeah, I pulled the dragon newt.
Blank stare.
He's like, I don't know either.
I don't know. Let's see. She's an accountant. Yeah, I'm gonna say she doesn't know much about folklore or any of that. But come in and sit down.
Goes and sits.
Are
you still working for Mr. Marduk? I assume you are.
Oh yeah. I'm still keeping the book straight. Well, one of the people keeping the book straight. There's several of us, of course.
As straight as you can, right?
Well, I make sure the copy he gets are straight. What other people do with other copies, that's on them. But tea, coffee.
Tea's fine.
And she brings out some little cakes. It's almost like a English style tea time sort of thing she's here.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
I assume they'll be there talking for a while. So
yeah.
just
You know, you always refer to her as Miss Lillian, but she's only maybe 3 or 4 years older than Teak.
yeah, not too much older.
Oh, or should I make her older? Should I make her a cougar that goes after Teak?
Oh my god!
Oh, well, too late now.
It's too late.
Thankfully.
Can't wait. Ooh. I'm going to have to see what the AI generators will do with 1920s kobold dressed like a 1920s cougar.
Oh my god!
Knowing AI, somehow the actual cat will be involved.
Oh, very likely.
Yeah.
When I tried to come up with last year, your character from last year, I used the description. Looks like she fights bears for breakfast. I got a lot of bodybuilding bears in the background of those pictures. Even after I deleted that out, the bears kept showing up.
That's exactly what she looks like.
You know,
That's
she
just
would
her
look fine
flag.
out front, but you'd have these like man bears with abs back behind it. That was weird.
That's her flag, man. Come on.
The furries
Man,
would have
bear,
loved it.
pig.
All right, so yeah, so Teek's
Yeah.
having a nice time with Miss Lillian.
Lillian.
What is Vivian doing at the office, or does she leave the office after everybody else splits up to go do their thing?
Honestly, she probably just stays there for a while because she figures maybe someone will come back, let her know what happened.
Okay.
Works on whatever they have there to work on. Paperwork.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what paperwork would be because y'all just moved in. I guess you could be studying the lease agreement in more detail.
And just going over stuff, going over notes, getting things organized. List of any supplies they may need.
So yeah, so you're doing that. I'm going to say that the 3 guys and their wee child will make it back first.
Okay.
All right.
Now, were y'all going to swing by the office first or go straight to the diner?
I think they
Salvador
were gonna
will. We're gonna
We
give
were
them to
going
the
to take
police
the
station.
child to the police station first because that's where his
Yeah.
friend was.
Okay, well y'all had somebody had mentioned feeding the kid at the diner at one point.
Yeah, I must say, I didn't
think
hear
of
that. So
both of them.
Michael actually would stop by, drop Salvador and Leo off at the diner, and then he was actually going to go to the office.
And
Or the police station.
also, and after they were, I don't know what happened since I had ducked out, I informed them of what Butch told me.
Oh yeah, that it was eating a guy.
Yeah.
So
Was
that
the guy
other body
dead
back
first,
behind there
or-
was clearly a snack.
Was the guy dead first, or?
According to Butch, he wasn't screaming or nothing, so probably.
Yeah, no, Salvador was asking that earnestly. Like, the person's dead. It's just meat to them.
All right. So let me make sure I got the order of this
Yep.
right.
Yep.
First off, you're dropping Leo and Salvador off at the diner.
Yeah.
Still with the kid. All right.
I mean, said they're going to feed him, so.
Yeah, so they're feeding the kid.
Yep.
While they're doing that, you're
Right.
walking up to the office. So, all right. So Michael's the first one who gets back.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're can't just bail on the other ones.
They're at the diner.
Oh, okay.
And he
Your
Like, it's
sleeve
not-
looks like someone tried to wipe a very large nose on it.
It was a troll, actually, but
Oh, a troll.
yeah, that's what's he. Cletus is his name, but that's who is involved with all of the killings.
It would be a troll.
As he just takes the coat off and just hangs it up somewhere, and it didn't like get through the coat.
Were
Just
you wearing
falls
gloves?
directly into a garbage can.
Yes, he was.
All right, so your glove is all gunked up too.
Yeah, his gloves come off too.
It's kind of dried by now, but so it's just kind of crusty.
Ooh.
That's gonna be tough to wash out. That's pretty much like glue.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy new ones. It's fine.
Just sure someone in town has troll gunk dissolvent.
Maybe. I don't know.
So trolls involved. You said the others were downstairs.
Yeah,
He took the letter.
it turns out 2 kids were out playing by the bridge down there and almost quite literally ran into him. He caught one, the other got away, found us. I talked the troll down from violence.
Good, good. Everyone has their limbs.
Well, not the dwarf, but the other dwarf. The kid's alive and fine and not hurt.
Fantastic. Child has lived. Dwarf is dismembered.
Well,
Dwarf.
according to Leo, adult dwarf was currently being Cletus's snack.
That tracks for
So
yeah. Meat is meat.
I guess to them, I haven't gotten really that far into their whole section of the book you got me yet.
Trolls aren't. You don't see many.
Well, apparently he's here in town, and can't leave because his father's truck broke down.
So he just decided to start killing and eating people.
Well, apparently he just wanted to be left alone, and people kept coming after him.
Would Vivian know enough about trolls in general to be like, yeah, that tracks? If you can't get away from somebody, naturally you're just going to kill them and eat them.
Give me an ideal roll. We'll see how much you remember of what elves folklore says about.
Well, could be an occult too, maybe, if she has that.
Oh yeah, if she got the occult
Let
skill,
me-
she could definitely roll that.
Please let me just roll ideal.
Ideal is fine. Ideal is fine. I will give you the elvish twinged version of things. But...
Fair.
I don't even think I have anything in occult. I'm just looking now for giggles.
Well, it's one of the knowledge varies, so you
Yeah,
have to
no,
actually
no,
put it in.
absolutely not. Normal?
Yeah, normal's fine.
Yes.
Like you could fail.
Let me roll ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And she could technically fail, regardless of how high. I think a 99 to 100 is always a failure. Well, not quite always. 100 is always a failure.
There's always a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, trolls eating people, that's definitely a thing. You don't remember too many stories where they were just wanting to be left alone and people kept harassing them. They're almost always just flat out the villain in any story elves tell about them.
That's just elves, though.
Yeah, there's a long and storied animosity between trolls and elves.
A long and storied animosity between elves and pretty much everyone, I think. Yeah.
Halflings are fine.
Ish.
No special hatred for people.
No more than usual.
Yeah.
Well, that tracks. I mean, usually they're the aggressor in all the stories, but those are stories.
Right.
Weird to see one in town here with a broken down car, but I mean, at least maybe he'll leave and never come back and we can sort all this out with the dwarves and the orcs.
That's the plan. I managed to talk him into a deal. Hence the he gestures back to the coat.
They're gonna want to go hunting for him, you know that. If we tell them that it was a troll.
Yeah, I'm aware.
We try
But
to get the troll out of the city, or
honestly, given what I kind of he didn't seem like an aggressively hostile person or particularly bad in any way. I've met politicians here in the city that are worse off than him.
fair
Uh,
enough.
he
Danger and
just seems more self-centered, concerned about himself more than anything else.
like just protecting himself, self-defense. That
But
got a little out of hand, and then he had a snack.
well, I suppose I guess to trolls, if it's dead, it's meat.
Not too far off. Anyway,
But
downstairs.
I did arrange a deal where he leaves town.
Okay.
Once we, I was gonna see if we, whenever Teak gets back, have him take a look at the vehicle, see if he can repair it.
Hopefully Teak is back soon then.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it's an easy repair and we can get him on his way.
A couple hours later.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
The following morning.
Uh,
Also,
Very disheveled
A
Teak.
few moments later.
the other dwarven kid I sent to the police station.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be
Would you like me to
surprised.
ring them?
If you wouldn't mind, actually, that would be great.
I'll meet you downstairs. What was the... Did you happen to get the child's name?
I don't know his name. I know Butch was the one that we saved.
How much do we want to tell the police of all of this if we're trying to get the troll out of the city? Because the children will talk. They're kind of blindly innocent
Honestly,
in that way.
be honest about it, we found the aggressor and convinced him to leave the city without further bloodshed or harm.
Okay.
Police are gonna love that.
Yeah.
I'll just maybe not say anything about it. I'll just let them know that the other child is here, that we found the child, and not mention the troll at the moment.
Well, me double checking my notes. Okay.
Or do we wait to call the police?
Well, the captain did kind of give us authority when it comes to more magical and unknown things.
Then maybe you should talk to him instead of me.
That's a fair point. Would you like to
Hands him the phone.
All right. Go get yourself something to eat. I'll take care of this.
Right away, and she'll head downstairs.
all right. And downstairs,
I'll
y'all
be
just
right
been
back.
stuffing y'all's face and feeding the kid.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
It's Meatloaf Day.
For this kid, it's just enough food to get full day. That's
Yeah.
a good day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, Michael will call the Windburn.
Okay. Uh,
Says I think that's the one we were closest to. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes.
That's the one y'all done most of your interacting with.
Mhm.
Front desk answers the phone.
So this is Michael Anderson. Has a dwarven child come by recently? I believe I sent them your way.
Yes, he was saying a friend of his had been taken by something.
Okay. Well, if it's not too much out of your all's way, can an officer escort him to the diner near Mickey's old office? We found his friend.
Oh, okay. All right, so you found the missing boy then.
Yes, I have.
And she verifies his name. Could you bring him by here?
I
We'd
believe
like to
my
ask him some questions about this thing they saw.
I believe my companions are currently getting him something to eat at the moment.
Well, that's fine.
Uh,
Just sometime this evening.
Yeah, of course. I'll I can bring him by. I need to speak to the captain anyway.
All right. Captain's off at meetings, but he should be back any time now.
Yeah, okay. I look down, I just see cat.
And the
Descending
camera
the
focuses
chair.
on Cat.
Yeah. I just have to look up about the same time it completely focused in on the cat. I'm like, brain just derailed.
All right, so you get downstairs. By the time you finish feeding the kid, you have pulled back up.
Is the way this is set up, is the office, you have to go like upstairs from the diner itself, or is there other ways to get up to the office?
Unfortunately, the
will
way the
be-
diner is set up, you have to exit the diner and then enter the building somewhere else.
I see.
Yep.
So Teak couldn't have entered and be like, "Hey, Teak!"
Teak
Yeah,
is
the
going.
continue.
Teak was just going to go to the office. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
In
probably
that case, we'll say you run into Michael on his way down.
Oh, Teak.
Hi.
Good. I have a very, very important task for you.
Okay. What's that?
A repair job for a probably very large vehicle.
His ears kind of perk up, probably out of excitement. It's like, okay. Do you know what kind of vehicle?
He said it was a truck.
Okay.
But a truck that could apparently comfortably fit a troll.
What?
His ears suddenly droop down.
No, his ears are still like pointing straight up. He's just like, what?
So there was a deal that I made in order to prevent any further violence, at least from the one that's causing it.
Okay.
He's stuck here in the city until his father's truck is repaired.
Okay.
So I told him I have a mechanic that I know who's good at his job. That can take a look at it and see if he could repair it.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And
I
if
can
you
take a
can,
look, but
then might be able to get him on his way and de-escalate some of this violence.
sure, I can take a look. I mean, I have my tools in the the vehicle if I need to go now.
Get yourself something to eat first.
Where
'cause,
where is it though?
he.
I know
he
I'm
rattled
not
off.
hungry. I am not hungry. Trust me, I am not hungry.
What does that mean?
Here's some crumbs.
It's-
Oh, you already ate. Well, I can drive you there. I do know the location.
okay.
He'll walk down, I guess, with Teak and
I'll follow.
stop by the diner, look in, and go, hey, Salvador, Leo. I'm gonna go on a drive with Teak for a minute. When we get back, I'm gonna need to bring Butch there over to the police station to meet his friend. They want to talk to him.
Can you say that
Take it.
louder? People, the rest of the diner can hear you.
A few
Teak is grabbing his
A
tools.
few people look up. Not so much when Michael said his thing as when Salvador said his. Oh, wait, is it something worth paying attention to?
Michael just gives him a thumbs up and then just keeps going.
Thumbs up
Teak is
back.
grabbing his tools.
We have a secret plan. No one announce it.
No one listen. It's like the paladin and the rogue, and we have
Yep.
two different kinds of stealth. You're sneaky. There are no witnesses on mine.
Oh, Eric crashed.
There can't be any witnesses when everybody's dead.
All right, so Michael loads
That's
up
a good
with Teak.
picture with. Yep.
It looks like Eric's crashed,
Oh, he may have.
which means I get this awesome still image.
Yep. I
Yep.
just took it too.
You know, I was
All for the
threatening this
song.
year to come up with to take still shots like that instead of putting up the curtains or something for when y'all aren't
Yeah.
here.
I am.
Oh,
there he
yep,
is.
Yes, Cam.
Oh,
he definitely crashed.
Yep.
No.
I'm feeding this child cheeseburgers until he goes unconscious.
That's. I could. And I will actually announce that's not good for the child's health. I'm not a pediatrician, but I at least know that much about their biology.
What do you mean he's on his
Loving it, look at
42nd
him.
burger?
He's loving it. Look at him. He's like,
Ned is doing the net things.
welcome
Alright.
back.
And he is back.
Hey, that
Hello.
maybe.
Gone just long
No,
enough to rearrange.
There we go.
So we have this amazing still shot of you.
I am scared to find out what that is now.
Oh, you'll find out here in a sec. Hold on.
Oh, joy.
No.
I got you, buddy.
You
I sent
both
it to him
sent
too.
it to me. So,
All right.
Look,
like
Zoom is amazing for a few things, and that is one of them.
see, the funny thing is I could hear you all perfectly fine.
No.
So I
Okay.
heard you all going,
Oh.
did he crash? Did he crash? Oh, I got this perfect still image. So I heard all that going on.
Good. I don't have to repeat myself.
All right. So anyway,
Well, until my net fully went.
Michael and Teak load up,
Mm.
probably in the Model Teak. Just because why have him move his tools from one vehicle to the other?
Yeah.
You take off at a blazing 45 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe faster. You don't know what he's modded.
That's fair.
Yes. You put NOS in there.
Hopefully, he got better tires than the Model Ts originally had.
It makes it drift really well.
He's got those big snow tires on a Model T.
So yeah, he drives you over, not too far. This address isn't too far from where the first attack took place.
Mm.
He's parked kind of in a back alley.
Mm-hmm. How big is this truck?
It's a Sherman.
Better question. Can Teak easily walk under it?
No, it's the size of a normal truck, but it's like a normal delivery truck.
And now we get to see Teek's true passion, the limbo.
So yeah, when you first see it, it looks like, fairly typical delivery truck, kind of beat up, kind of, but when you look inside, you can tell it's been modified. Where the back of the cab and the back of the actual storage area, that separation has been removed. The seat
It's
is
been
way
extended.
back. There's something that extends the wheel out. You realize this? Whoever gets in this thing couldn't use the side door. They had to be opening the big back doors and kind of coming in that way.
Well, it makes sense because of the size of the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're kind of concerned about how much visibility he's lacking. So maybe they can lean forward enough to get a little bit out the side with it. But it's modded in such a way that it's not particularly obvious on the outside.
Gotcha. And
it's not necessarily the best workmanship. Anyway, you can still see where they tore out the previous seats, and they didn't bother to pretty it up any. And there's a bit of an odor. It's that slight hint of wet dog.
Oh, fun. So can, like Eric did earlier, could I do like a complimentary fine manipulation mechanical repair to try and take his time but repair it properly? Because fine manipulation is specifically disassembling mechanical parts, but I figured I could also use it as taking your time to fix something.
Well, give me a roll first to see if you can figure out what's wrong with it.
Okay, and that would be, I guess, mechanical?
Yeah, I'd still have you using your mechanical.
Success.
Nice.
All right.
There's no engine.
He kicked it out in his turns.
There's a problem. You don't have any tires.
There's your problem. This isn't even a truck. It's a horse-drawn wagon.
You ate the horses, didn't you? All right, so you start looking it over. And you find a cracked head gasket.
Oh, boy. That's not something he can fix in the field, I don't think.
Yep, just going to have to go back to the garage.
Teak will be in the engine, and he'll pop his head around. He's like, I need to make a phone call.
Okay.
It's a head gasket, and I'm gonna need to take it to the shop.
I'll have to let Cletus know that we're gonna have to do that then. He was pretty adamant about wanting it just fixed here on the street.
I don't have the ability to do it in the street. There's another garage I can take it to. I mean,
What other garage?
my friend Mullen's garage. I think it's closer.
Well, anybody that won't take offense to anything or anyone that walks in?
I don't think so. You watch as he like steps out and then like jumps up, grabs the hood and just slams it down. And then lands on the ground.
Well, we can see about getting it there, I guess.
I can make a phone call. I just have to find a payphone.
All right.
They are more
See
plentiful
if
in the
there's
20s, at least.
He'll see if there's a payphone nearby.
Yeah, you find one that a block or two down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the 20s. There are payphones everywhere.
Well, they're just starting to pop up a lot of places.
Yeah.
He rings up Mullen.
Mullen's garage.
Hi, is the boss around? Is Mullen around?
Who's asking?
Teak.
Oh, hang on. And a minute later, you hear a familiar voice get on. Teak, what can I do you for?
I got a modified delivery truck over here built for a large folk. But it's got a blown head gasket, and you're the closest to garage. It's kind of a rush job. Is there any way I can get some help?
Since it's you, we don't usually take a whole lot of outside work, if you know what I mean.
I understand.
You said for somebody large, what do we got?
Roll.
In the city?
Yeah.
Just telling everybody now.
Hush, hush, Mullen, please.
This is some more stuff for that side job of yours, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, I'll send the tow truck out. I gotta see how a troll would modify a truck.
He'll thank him and hang up. So he's on his way.
And a little bit later,
All right.
Tow truck pulls up. They have no idea what a 1920s tow truck looks like.
Is this just like a regular like Ford?
1920s.
Or is it like a larger? Is it like a much larger truck?
It looks like it's based off more or less the probably a regular truck, but the back end looks pretty much what you think of as a tow truck, with the front end looking like a 1920 something.
Yeah, it's got like.
no.
Are you looking at the one with like the hand crank where they have to crank it by hand?
Oh, that is a hand crank, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they took regular trucks and modified them.
Yeah, because
whoa. I meant the Trolls truck, like Cletus's dad's truck. Is that thing like a truck but 3 times larger?
Well, it's like a delivery truck.
Okay.
Because it didn't have 18-wheelers back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Think of like an ice truck.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. And I'm sure you warned them the size of the vehicle, so they show up with an appropriate size tow truck.
Teak will tip his hat to the driver.
Yeah, he just kind of nods. All right, do you follow him back to the garage?
Oh yeah.
All right, so you get there. Mullen has him pulling it in. He's looking the thing over. Sticks his head in the door to see how they got it rigged on the inside. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a troll.
So who is Mullen, by the way?
Mullen is an orc. He's the one who primarily fixes the mob's vehicles.
Do you tell Michael that?
Nope.
So, Michael,
You're
what
not-
you're getting from this? Okay, it's an orc
Mhm.
garage.
hmm
Everybody here obviously knows Teak.
hmm
Everybody seems to be on pretty friendly terms with Teak. They seem a little uneasy around you. But you are Mr. Fancy
Okay.
Pants.
Yep.
That might be all it is. So, Mullen has some of his guys start doing the prep work. Oh, hey, Teak, can I talk to you about something in the office?
Sure.
He trots in there, shuts the door. Teak, do you know who that is with you?
Yes.
And you thought it was a good idea to bring him to my garage.
It was either that or have him walk back.
Then
You were
let
the
him
closest
walk.
straw. You were the closest garage, and it's a quick job, I hope.
Yeah, it'll take a little while, actually. But
I'm willing to work on it as long as I can.
okay, I'll give you the run of the garage.
Also, I know you're one for silence, so when you need to be.
What in the world even brought a troll into town?
I no idea. I just found out it was for a troll too, just a few minutes ago.
It's a lot of weird stuff hitting this town all at once. You had the brew show up. You had those killings that got us and the brewers at each other's throat, and now a troll.
Keep your eyes open, Mullen.
Oh, I think Mullen's eyes are open.
Oh no.
Oh.
Third eye. It's just like brr.
All right. All right, so it was he had a 65, rolled a not quite a special.
No.
But a
What
success.
in the world?
So after he says, he's killing, and a troll shows up, he starts getting kind of a thoughtful look. Little concerned.
His head.
Now, well, let's go get this truck taken care of.
Everything all right, Mullen?
Yeah, it's just weird having a troll in town, so.
Okay.
I didn't even know we had
Drops
any of
back
them in the
down.
area. Never mind the city proper.
Well, first I've heard of one in a long time.
So I go back out there. The other mechanics are, they're talking about this, that, and the other. They seem more surprised that a troll would be smart enough to drive. Never mind, modify a vehicle themselves. So you really have more mechanics working on this than there's necessarily room to get at the engine proper.
Right.
But it's like everybody finds this to be a curiosity.
I feel like there's these two guys who are like the experimenter who's sitting there is like, maybe if we take the windows back a bit, he can get more like sight line. And they're just sitting there talking.
So they spend a couple of hours working on it. They've got experience working under pressure and getting things done fast.
Yep.
So, they don't know. This should hold up at least long enough to get him out of town. if they took their time, it would be,
Yeah,
a better
but I
repair.
mean, Teak did say it was a rush job just
Yeah,
to get him out of town. So,
But this should hold up for a few months at the very least. Maybe quite a bit longer.
works for me.
At some point in the repairs, Mullins had leaned down to you. Is your buddy paying for this?
Yeah,
Okay.
or I can. What? How much would it? How much you need?
I have no idea how much changing a head gasket, fixing a head gasket in the 1920s would have cost.
What? Me or Michael will pay for it, or we will split it if we have to.
Yeah.
Mullen gives
Pete
the
does
bill to
not bring
Michael,
up a
and he'll just see what Michael does.
Michael just pays it.
Okay.
He didn't even
and-
haggle or anything.
Yeah. He just pays it.
More money than sense, but
Trying to get
nothing
the
seemed
troll out of
overly
town.
outrageous on it. I'm sure Michael's had his car worked on before. Whatever.
Mm.
Antique, you're familiar enough with the business that you, glancing at the price, you see Mullins isn't, he's charging him, pretty much standard.
Yeah. Teak will look at Mullen and be like, "Oh, you won, Mullen. I appreciate it."
Out of curiosity, how are you guys going to drive this thing out of here? I don't think y'all can hold the steering wheel and reach the pedals. Well, I guess working together, you probably could.
And now commences the slapstick comedy section of this game.
I was gonna say, Teek's like, that's never stopped me before. Gets two giant wood blocks.
question about that though.
Mhm.
Is the steering wheel and the pedals modified for troll size as well, or are they standard?
The steering wheel is a little bigger than normal.
Okay.
It's like they replaced the regular steering wheel with like these kind of oversized, bigger ones that like a tractor would have.
Okay. I thought you were going to say they took it off of a boat.
No. The pedals are larger and kind of slid up more because they're not sitting in a seat. They're just sitting on the bed of the thing with their legs straight out in front of them would be how they'd be having to drive.
Right.
And when he sees you and Michael kind of just looking at thing, he's like, "For a slight added fee, we could tow it somewhere else."
He looks at Michael.
Sure.
Can I lower the fee by driving the truck and bringing it back?
You're still using my equipment.
That's fine. Just wanted to ask. I'm
But
using your
he's
equipment, but I'm not-
willing to cut you a deal. He'll only charge like half what he normally charge for hauling it. No. You are a buddy after all.
And now Teak owes 2 favors to Mullen. Slowly digging that grave again.
No, just hand him 2 gold coins. You're good.
All right. So where do y'all have him haul it to?
I figured Teak would drive the tow truck to wherever Michael told him to. And then Teak would return the tow truck after they got done delivering it.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. So where are you telling Teak to drive it?
Okay.
Basically where
Cletus
picked it
said.
up from.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So y'all drive back there, drop it off, bring the truck back, get Teak's car.
If you could just drop me off, I'll walk my way back. I think we need to get that meeting sorted out.
Okay, that's fine. He'll drop Michael off, and
All right, so drop them off.
but I mean, yeah, but I mean, Teak would. I mean, if you dropped him off, like, would Teak would just be with you anyway because he's going to the office or diner or whatever, too,
Mm.
right?
Well, I need to run the kids somewhere. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
And maybe let the troll know his truck is repaired.
Yeah, that's where Michael's going. Is to let
Yeah.
the troll know his truck is repaired.
But Teak can pick up the kid and Salvador and Leo and take the kid to the police station.
Hmm.
I figured the kid would be excited to drive in a Model T anyway, or ride in a Model T.
Excited to drive in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Salvador rolls them out. It's like, how many burgers were you up to, buddy?
I fed the kid cheeseburgers until the kid didn't want anymore.
Then you got a piece of pie.
Yep. Because of course you do, and a malt.
All right, so I'm assuming everybody loads up in the Model T
Yep.
except Michael and heads to the police station. And Michael, you head out to the storm drain.
Yeah.
Or a drainage pipe, whatever it was.
Hmm.
All right, it's getting dark by the time you get there. Because y'all been running around most of the afternoon. But you make yourself way around the warehouse. It doesn't seem to be particularly active.
Hmm.
Kind of down the dirt embankment behind it.
He'll head down that way. He's like, Cletus.
You hear motion inside out of in the pipe, and Cletus steps out.
Just wanted to let you know your father's truck is repaired.
Oh, that was quick. Dude, I could be home by morning.
Well, best of luck to you then.
Yeah, I'm gonna need luck. Paul gonna be a little sore about this. Not really supposed to come into town.
Well, from what I understand, that was called a head gasket, I believe, is what blew. So I had to get that replaced.
Oh, okay. He nods like he knows what you're talking about, so maybe he knows a little bit about cars, but not enough that he could fix it.
From what my friend told me, it should hold for a few months.
I'm sure Paul. I'll tell Paul about it, and I'm sure he'll look at it once I get it home.
All right. Well, safe journey home then.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. You really helped me out. He holds his hand out again without spitting on it this time.
No.
Again, it just engulfs the whole lower half of your arm.
Yeah, that fits.
He's maybe a little overly vigorous with the shaking, but nothing pops off, so you're okay.
Fair enough.
Give me a spot roll.
Okay.
And it's dark, so you'll need a special to succeed.
No, that's fine. Need to remember I needed to turn off the +20 because it's not active right now. Nope.
Okay.
No.
No biggie then. He shakes hands with you and he heads off to get his truck.
Okay. I'll go with him. Just make sure he gets out of here.
So you're gonna walk with him back to the truck?
Yeah.
And then have to walk back to get your vehicle?
Yeah. And he'll just kind of That's a good point.
Then no, he will not fit in your vehicle before you ask.
No, he won't. Absolutely, I know that.
Just gargoyles on top of the hood.
Nah, he'll
He's a very elaborate hood ornament.
he'll kind of just
You're trying to-
drive slower. Like he'll stay ahead a bit, but he'll drive to Cletus's truck.
All right, so you pull up to the truck, or you pull up to the area of the truck's in, that alleyway.
Yeah.
Give me another spot roll.
Mm-hmm. Success.
You notice there's more people hanging around in the area than there was last time you were here.
What kind of people?
There's a couple of humans. Mostly orcs, though.
Of course there is.
I know what's happening, but I'm not saying crap.
Well, you're not there.
Mm.
Michael just sighs. He's like, well,
Mullins can't keep his damn mouth shut.
Or he put two and two together.
I'm having to deal with some gangsters tonight. It won't be the first time. But he'll wait on Cletus to show up. He's not parked like right next to the truck. But
Yeah. Let me see if the old mobsters notice that you're just parked there. I mean, the gentleman standing around.
The good, upstanding, law-abiding citizens.
They ain't doing nothing wrong right now.
Loitering with intent.
They're just loitering there, menacingly.
That man's last name is Manrender.
Yeah. I saw that earlier.
It's how troll names translate.
It's a family name.
mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, so
Is that a success or a failure?
Gotta check for a critical or a fumble.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm
That's
checking on.
what-
It's definitely a success, but I gotta check for the
Okay.
rest of it.
Yeah.
No, a few points shy of special. Uh, so one of the guys eventually, pushes himself off the wall, talks to his buddies, and kind of wanders over to your car. Just knock on the window.
Rolls it down.
You're not having any
Sir?
trouble or anything, are you, buddy? This, and you got a gesture at the very nice car and your nice clothes. This doesn't really seem like your kind of neighborhood. Is everything all right?
No trouble. Just trying to make things a little bit more peaceful around here.
He cannot help you in this situation.
It seems like a pretty peaceful night to me. I don't know what what you think you're gonna
Probably
do in
won't
your
be
spiffy
when
clothes.
the owner of that truck gets here, though. Look.
So you know who
I
owns
get
that
it.
truck.
You're pissed.
This
I
is
would
not
be
the troll
too.
you're looking for.
All I'm trying to do is make sure there's no more bloodshed on either side.
Well, he already started killing us, and now you want us to just let him walk.
I'll prefer to not have anybody else have to die for this.
maybe you should take yourself back to your neighborhood and let the people in this neighborhood worry about this neighborhood. Because it'd be an awful shame if something happened to you down here.
It would. It would also be an awful shame if something did happen to me and then you had a lot more people coming after you and your other people. And then suddenly you can't move around nearly as freely in this city anymore. It'd be a shame if everything you happen to have in this district of the city suddenly is no longer yours. Or you can take you and your friends and you can walk away and let this end peacefully.
Talking awful big for somebody that I don't know from Adam.
Well, let's say I've had to deal with several of you all in the judicial department.
That's not making them not want to beat you up.
He's a little
I know.
Somewhere as Teak is driving, there's a tingle going down his spine.
Oh, you're the DA that
Am.
drew one of the stones. Okay.
And I'm trying to keep the bloodshed in this city to a minimum.
Would it be your job to arrest him for murdering people? I mean, assuming the law counts trolls as people, I'm not even sure.
Honestly, I'm not either. Which is why, as I said, what I'm trying to do is to stop any further violence.
About that time, you hear further violence.
Joy.
You hear somebody call out to stop right there. You hear Cletus, "Get away from my truck!" And then gunfire.
Oh boy.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody else is taking young Butch to the police station. A very full, very satisfied Butch. He's actually napping.
Yeah.
Because, kid, they can stuff themselves and then go straight to sleep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lucky.
That is something from my youth that I miss.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you get to the police station, you walk in, desk sergeant's there. As soon as he sees you walking with the kid, he basically goes, "Is that Butch?"
Yeah.
I turn this over to Vivian as face character because I'm
Other face character.
She's just like, yeah, you know what? No one's listened to me this entire time.
Yes, that's Butch.
Yes, this is Butch.
All right, you come with, if all you folks would come with me.
Mm.
And the desk sergeant today, it's a elf fella. Not somebody, Vivian, not somebody you've seen in here before, but you've only been here a couple times. So. And he leads you back to the room. Pete's sitting there. He gets all excited when he sees Butch. The police let them have their little excited, whatever, for a little bit.
Yeah.
Salvador, you see, or actually any of you would see, once they get calmed down and sit down, you see Butch reach into his coat pocket and pull out a hamburger and hand it over to Pete. You never saw him pocket it.
I respect it. I think Salvador looks at that and goes, "I watched you for like 45 minutes and not bad, kid."
But and one officer starts talking to Butch and getting his story. When he gets to the part about one of us screamed, Pete's immediately like, "Yeah, you." And the police start questioning, where this place was and what that. But another officer starts to pull y'all over to the side. Ask you how you became aware Butch was missing, where y'all found him.
I
could just-
was at the office the whole time.
He's just like,
Yeah.
So he winds up focusing on Salvador and Leo.
I'll just say we were investigating we were just looking into some of the recent violence, and his friend Pete actually approached us.
I see. And where was this at?
Apoplectic, as I recall. No, I'll give him the address of
Okay.
that area.
Yeah, at least the area, because
Okay,
I think
so
it was like
It's over by
the
the
first
bridge.
incident kind of area.
It was that same, relatively close to that neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's where those two got attacked,
Yeah.
or maybe three, because one of us was claiming it took his buddy. So that'd be the such and such a bridge. Okay. We'll send some officers to check that area out. And then they go through and they just get your two statement on what happened. What do you tell them?
I am not mentioning a troll.
So, are you claiming not to have seen?
I'm not mentioning it unless somebody specifically says something.
All right, what do you tell them about where you found
the
Butch?
thing where you like?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
I will say we found the bridge. We encountered a gentleman under it. Him and Butch were apparently there together. We managed to talk the individual down. Butch then approached. He backed off. And this is Patrick actually asking, how well known is that the DA is associated with our group? Or one of the DA's office?
The paper probably mentioned it.
Okay.
All right.
And Michael's been here in this precinct a couple of times already.
Yeah.
So.
And he called ahead but he's the one that actually told Pete to come here. So I informed them that Mr. Anderson was the one that actually talked the gentleman down.
Okay, we'll need to get a statement from him, at some point.
Yeah.
However, after
now the boy
said
the monster, what they described as a monster, was eating a man under the bridge when they spotted him. Now you called him. You said this gentleman. What sort of gentleman was he?
A human or strange folk?
Yeah, he was definitely strange. He was
No,
definitely
I'm
a strange.
I'm asking the cop.
Oh.
Yeah, was he human? Was he one of the strange folk?
Jason, I'm asking if the cop is a strange folk or human.
Oh, even, human, odd, strange folk.
Yep.
10 is even.
Yep. Okay. Then yes, he was a strange folk. He was from out of town. His truck was messed up, so we were trying to get that situated.
And what kind of strange folk was he?
One of the larger ones. I don't see them all the time.
All right.
I'll fast talk.
Yes, fast talk. That is what you need to roll.
Yeah, there it is.
I thought I had something in that. Oh well.
Well.
Success! Let's go!
Yeah, well, this one is
wow.
kind of a opposed roll because is to see if they realize how evasive you're being.
Sure.
Which is something, cops run into a lot. Yeah, probably very cool.
Yeah.
Inwardly, Vivian is just cringing and like wanting to just yell at these people. Like,
Teak is being quiet.
All right, where is inside? I know. Oh, there it is. All right.
Come on, dice, give it to me. I had a 5% chance on that roll. Give it to me. Oh, he's checking the chart. God damn it.
Yeah, I need to make sure that's not a fumble.
Oh.
Whew.
Okay. It is a failure. It's not anything special or.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
yeah,
you
so-
make all
yeah.
that. Salvador makes all that sound a little bit smoother than Jerry made that sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just mentions it's one of the larger ones. His truck broke down. He needed to fix it, and in the meantime, he was just under the bridge looking for
All
help.
right, can you tell me what he was wearing?
Yeah, just some
Yeah,
overalls.
break.
All right, so they jot that down. Do you know where the individual is now?
I do not. That is the truth. I don't know where. Salvador does not know where he is.
After retrieving Butch, Mr. Anderson stayed behind to actually work with the individual.
All right, we'll get the rest of the information from Mr. Anderson then. Thank you for your cooperation.
Of course.
Thank you.
If you remember anything else you think we should know, just call the station or call the precinct.
Of course.
And they're finishing up with Butch by about the same time they finish up with you.
Mm-hmm.
One of the officers tells you the kids are being a little evasive about where they live.
They probably don't have a home.
Yeah, that's kind of what they'd come to the conclusion of. They basically ask you if you know anything about it.
I
No.
bet them they probably
Considering how
They really like
malnourished,
hamburgers.
how malnourished Butch was when we recovered him, I actually suspect they are in fact homeless.
are they both strange folk children?
Yes.
Yeah, they're both dwarves.
Yes,
Both
yes.
dwarves, yeah.
Yeah, I believe they were both dwarves.
Looks like the two of them. Are the kids still with the officers? Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're still sitting over by that desk.
Yeah, they're still in the precinct.
We can. I think me and Vivian have the same look in our eyes of like, do we need two kids walking around the office?
We're not putting them in the office. We'll figure something out if we see them around again.
Would we actually know any place we would be able to take them?
Well, the police probably aren't going to let you take them. They're waiting on somebody to show up from a local
20s
orphanage,
Child Protective Services.
basically. Well, it was kind of segueing from orphanages to that.
Yeah.
Vivian will go over and write down the office's phone number on a little scrap of paper and hand it to both of them. If either of you need anything at all, you call this number and I will help you.
Whether it's a cheeseburger.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Nods and
They're
walks
very careful
back
to
to
stick
the
paper in
others.
their pants pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Not the coat pockets; those are for hamburgers.
Yes, correct.
Are we walking out the door?
The police are done with you. You're free to leave now.
As
they
they're
tell
walking
you not
out.
to worry. The kids will be taking care of it from here on.
As we're walking out, she says very low under her voice that we like not looking at eye contact at any of them. We need to really get straight if we're going to be trying to gain goodwill or burn every goddamn bridge that we tried to build within the next 3 days of building it.
Well, initially I was.
We
Actually, no. You actually will listen at this point.
Are y'all
This
having
was
this
Mr.
argument while in the police station?
no outside.
Okay, so this is
No.
outside. All right, carry on then.
Teak is just getting in the driver's seat.
No. Because every part of me wanted to actually break this plan, because as far as I could tell, the children were right. He had, in fact, chewed on the dwarf's body. However, this was Mr. Anderson's call.
He wasn't here to make that call.
This was his plan. He was the one that wanted to actually allow the troll to pass. You can be as argumentative and angry with me as possible. But, on one hand, I question it. On the other, I understand at least giving a troll a chance. Because, believe me, I know what it's like to not be given one.
The troll isn't going to get out of this city alive. We all know that.
Probably
He's probably
not.
going to take half of whatever comes at him with him. And then the fact that I'm sure the kids are going to describe what it was, and we're going to look like we lied, and we're fools, which we are.
And that is the current situation, yes.
All right, Teak has gotten in the car. Salvador, what is your response to all this?
I'm letting them argue. The only thing I poked up with is like, I want to shoot him.
It's been a lot simpler if I just shot him.
Yeah.
She's like, honestly, it probably would have been a simpler cut and dry.
Michael wanted to go peacefully. We went peacefully. We went with it.
I'm not disagreeing with trying to talk someone down, but
Teak has been thinking about how Mullen's been acting earlier, and he's
the
like,
fact that it's gonna, if it comes out, it's gonna seem like we were covering for the troll, which makes us seem like, oh, yes. I'm going to take a walk. I'll see all of you. When are we meeting up again? What time is it?
Teak, give me an ideal roll.
Teak?
Teak. As you were mulling over the weird expressions and stuff.
Normal or?
Normal is fine. Normal is fine.
Okay. Success.
You're getting really worried that Mullins may have pieced it together. And while he's a buddy of yours, and he is loyal to you, he's
more
also
loyal
very loyal to the gang, to the mob.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as Teak sees that, you see, one ear kind of droops, and Teak gets real quiet.
Does he say anything before y'all start? Before Vivian walks off? Because Michael was supposed to be going to get the troll back to his truck.
Do I notice this insight?
He's in the car, in the driver's seat.
He's in the car, and you're in a heated discussion,
okay.
So probably not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really
Teak will say
it's
Teak will he'll go over to the passenger side and he'll just say, I think we have a bigger problem.
What? Bigger than a troll?
Explain.
We have a giant on the loose?
Michael hasn't come back from talking to so-and-so. And I think the one that I called may have called somebody else to deal with the problem. You may want to get in the vehicle so I can tell you on the way. He
Oh,
like
Christ.
just hops out and cranks.
Would he? Okay, so what I'm understanding is now one of the sides that we were just trying to build peace with, to arrange a peace meetings, knows. She's like,
Please be angry in the car. We'll get
no,
to
she's getting
we'll
into the
stand-
car, but she's being animatedly
Yeah,
angry.
yeah. Yep.
All right.
Probably the
We'll-
calmest she's been in a car,
Teak will explain every little detail.
All right.
including that it was a mobster orc relation.
Yeah, he'll tell. He will not. He will tell everybody the truth.
So we'll wrap here with Teak peeling out of the police precinct's parking lot.
No. He slowly goes so that no sound is made, and then as soon as they turn the corner, he's hauling it.
And we're not getting a ticket in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Just at the 4-way intersection, he fucking
Why
guns
is there a Model T doing donuts in front of the precinct?
it.
So y'all are racing to to where the truck was parked.
Yep.
Because Tiki realized y'all took it back right where you'd gotten it from, and one of their guys had shown up to get it. So Anyway, like I said, you piece together there may be some trouble there.
Yep.
Well, I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it. I had wondered if y'all would be able to talk him down or not, but that went pretty well.
Yeah. It just kind of went. Wee.
Yeah.
Everyone started with very good intentions, and then
Well, and what do we say about good intentions?
Mhm.
Well, the trick is, though, we were trying to be peaceful, but now we don't know if it's going to go that way.
I will.
Oh, it's
Such is
not.
life.
they're already shooting. Or it's not going that way.
Well, they're shooting the troll. That barely counts as shooting.
Knowing what we know about trolls, are trolls pretty bullet resistant?
They're tough, naturally resistant to some damage. Like the stories have them hard to hurt, and they recover very quickly.
Yeah, considering he actively spoke about when the
Having to
bullets
pull the
pop
bullets out
out.
after. Yeah.
Ah, good. I'm glad y'all picked up on that subtle hint.
I
Mhm.
absolutely picked that up. I talked about it. I was like, yeah, me too, buddy.
Yeah, I actually had to say it because I'm usually the one pulling them out.
But
Yep.
but anyway, so I hope anybody at home that came by and checked us out or checks out the replays, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us next week. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me has been Sarah as Vivian, Eric as Michael, Jeremy as Salvador, Carr as Teak, and Patrick as Leo. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
So
Good night,
try
everyone.
and heed the sign. Abomination, Ali's line. For in the night the shadows grow and take with them your trouble.